Pan-Niger Delta Forum calls for dialogue to resolve Rivers State political crisis.
Appearance from the discussion is far superior.
NSCDC arrests alleged killers of its personnel in Niger Delta region. And to deter crime in Edo State, the government demolishes kidnappers' hideouts. Hello and many thanks for joining us on the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. We are reaching you live in Abuja. I am Chinenye Nwoye. The Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation has distanced itself from the ongoing investigation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, involving personal assistant to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Andrew Tohil Ochi, bordering on allegations of corruption, bribery and money laundering. A statement by the Director, Information and Public Relations, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Segun Imoheshon, states categorically that the office leadership is not in any way involved in the alleged misconduct, as it has always maintained a strong commitment to transparency, accountability, and integrity. The statement recognizes the efforts of the EFCC on this matter to ensure that those found culpable are held accountable, but however urges the public not to speculate or draw conclusions as investigations are still ongoing. The Office of the SGF appreciates the understanding and support of the public on this matter. Rivers State House of Assembly has threatened to publish in 3 national newspapers alleged gross misconduct it has leveled against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the Deputy Governor, Professor Ngozi Odu. The House, at its 137th sitting, led by Martin Samaule, made the resolution during the plenary pursuant to Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. The House also passed a resolution mandating the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to investigate the Secretary to the state government over alleged gross misconduct. Nigeria's opposition federal law
by the House where publication of alleged gross misconduct imputed to the office of the governor and that of the deputy governor in 3 national newspapers call for EFCC to investigate the secretary to the state government over alleged unauthorized spending of appropriation bill and amendment to the standing orders. Speaking on the allegations raised by the lawmakers, Speaker Martin Amehule said he was displeased that several letters and resolutions of the House were rejected by the governor and his officials.
Distinguished colleagues, we are all aware of the difficult times we are in, a period where a governor of a state who swore to an oath of office to abide by the Constitution will be directing staff of the government not to receive correspondence from us. We have made every effort through courier, through personal service, and the governor makes it impossible for communication or correspondence from this house to get to him. To this day, governor has never responded to all those correspondences.
Leader of the House, Major Jack, led the debate, moving a motion that the letters be published in national dailies to ensure that information gets to the appropriate quarters. The Deputy Speaker raised the allegation that the office of the SSG has been spending taxpayers' funds without authorization, hence the call for Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to investigate the matter. On amendment to the standing orders, Chairman Committee on Standing Orders, Linda Stewart, recommended that a new rule be added to all the 5, which will allow the House to sit at any day or time when it becomes necessary in public interest or emergencies. The House unanimously agreed on all 3 resolutions. Sitting has been adjourned indefinitely. In Port Harcourt, Nkiru Onyejesi, NTA News.
17 suspects involved in a recent attack on oil and gas installations in the Niger Delta region, including the killer of Assistant Superintendent Umar Aliyu, have been apprehended. The suspects are also believed to have stolen a speedboat belonging to Tantita Security Services, were arrested by the NSCDC Special Intelligence Squad in collaboration with other security agencies. NSCDC says the arrest followed an intelligence operation on March 6, 2025 at Tonowe, Ekeremo local government area of Bayelsa State. A statement by the National Public Relations Officer Afolabi Babawale revealed that the assailants, armed with sophisticated weapons, attacked both officers and civilians, resulting in the death of Assistant Superintendent Umar Aliyu. His AK-47 rifle was stolen, along with the speedboat from Tantita Security Services. Preliminary investigations further revealed that the suspects had also been involved in an attack on the residence of the Minister of Petroleum, Lokbobiri Heneken, on January 1, 2025. The statement further says the suspects will be brought to justice. Edo State government says it will continue on its quest to investigate and demolish kidnappers' hideouts until the state records 0 cases of kidnapping activities. Special Advisor to Governor Monday Okpebholo on Security, Ekare Paul, disclosed this after conducting demolition exercise in Unezia community in the Esan Northeast local government area of Edo State. Goodluck Enaine reports.
The community along Uzia and Ama, which cut across Esan Northeast and shares a boundary with Esako West local government areas of the state, is said to be notorious for kidnapping activities. The state government is not relenting in the quest to sanitize the system. Houses, tomb, and trees around the Uzia railway station allegedly serving as hideouts for kidnappers were not spared during the exercise.
If they kidnap in this area, they will bring it to that building. And this is the hideout where they are keeping the victim. We will not rest until kidnapper is 0 tolerant in Edo State. The
suspects whose hideouts were earlier identified are currently undergoing investigation for possible prosecution. In Benin, Goodluck Enaine, NTA News.
Enshrining holistic, enduring and sustainable reforms in the Nigerian correctional service system, Gets on Good Morning Nigeria say, must be tackled as a collective approach and responsibility. They noted that with all stakeholders playing their stipulated roles, correctional service providers will upscale best practices of fairness and justice, accountability and transparency. Lydia Sampson reports.
Nigerian Correctional Service Probe Panel says it has unveiled significant findings in its Phase 1 report. Some panel members on Good Morning Nigeria highlighted systemic issues including corruption, indiscipline, and alleged torture and human rights violations within the service.
We're looking more on a holistic reform in the Nigerian Correctional Service. It's not a case of witch hunting, and if you want to really go in depth to look at most of the things happening, then you have to do a thorough investigation.
The panel, which investigated allegations surrounding Idris Okuneye, known as Bobby Risky, acknowledged noting irregularities in his transfers and possible preferential treatment. They, however, confirmed that he was in custody as against the misinformation that he was not. The panel also confirmed unethical financial transactions involving officers at the Kuje Correctional Center, currently on suspension.
We made the report available. There was no evidence that he did not spend his jail time in the correctional facility as claimed or as alleged.
Correctional service and correctional centers is like the barometer to check what happens across the whole of the justice system, as well as what happens within the society. I mean, it's always said that if it can get it right there, then that society is right.
As the second phase of the panel investigation continues with public hearings, the panel recommendations, they say, will be made public. They want all stakeholders to come on board to ensure implementation of recommendations which include operational guidelines, improved officer training, and eliminating discriminatory practices are escalated by the media. The next phase of the panel investigations, the guest said, is involving broader investigations and public hearings to ensure cases are treated on merit and timely, noting only those requiring custodial approval get to correctional centers to decongest inmates, while also towing the non-custodial approach. The panel wants more government funding, smart and innovative partnerships to generate more fundings for more efficient and robust correctional service centers across Nigeria. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
The news desk at 6 is reaching you on NTA News 24. We'll take a break here. There will be more reports when we return. Do stay.
Celebrate Ramadan with Bafi and enjoy up to 40% off on selected products from living room, dining room, bedroom, and royal sets. Pay less, save more, and refresh your home for iftar gatherings and cherished moments with family and friends. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online to enjoy our exclusive Ramadan sale. Let's make this Ramadan unforgettable.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their social economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, one person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, one person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary healthcare center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Many thanks for staying on. Key players in the maritime sector at a one-day policy dialogue are advising for the full exploration of the hidden potentials of the nation's blue economy for economic growth. The event, with the theme, The Imperative of Harnessing Blue Economy Potentials for Economic Diversification and Sustainable Development in Nigeria, was organized by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports.
Including that of International Maritime Organization, have consistently recognized Nigeria's potential in the blue economy in areas of shipping, maritime trade, and other onshore activities. Experts say these potentials can help drive economic growth and development.
One of the key important issues that has to do with blue economy is renewable energy. One of the major problems of Nigeria and African countries is energy sector. You can't develop industry without energy.
We've been battling with how to stabilize the exchange rate of our currency. The marine economy and blue economy present a major opportunity for us to raise significant foreign exchange to help stabilize that.
They also corroborated efforts of past administration in carrying out reforms in the sector.
In the past, we have fusions of so many ministries forced together into one. And because of that, we could not really identify the potential of the marine economy in growing our economy as a country. I think this bold initiative by Mr. President is a commendable effort which we need to really applaud.
The one-day seminar opens up a new page which stakeholders believe that if countries like Singapore, Norway, and the United States can demonstrate utilization of marine resources and contribute to their GDP, Nigeria can also tap from the unlimited potential of the blue economy. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Nigeria and Cuba are enhancing ties through bilateral cooperation by signing Memorandum of Understanding on Trade and Investment. To further strengthen this cooperation, additional areas will be explored to leverage various key sectors of both nations' economies. Garba Natala reports.
For Nigeria, this is a welcome development. This agreement reached marks a new era of relations with the Republic of Cuba, following the visit of the Cuban Foreign Minister, Bruno Eduardo Rodriguez Parrilla. The Memorandum of Understanding focuses on trade, investment, and the health sector.
With regards to research, with regards to science, with regards to technology, and this is something that Nigeria is keenly looking forward to working together with Cuba towards actualizing.
And we have been exchange views on this matter in order to explore some new interests and consolidate the current ones.
The relationship between Nigeria and Cuba spans over decades, but diplomatically established in 1974, built on mutual respect, cultural affinity, and cooperation. Both nations are committed to promoting peace and stability on a multilateral level. Over the years, trade volume between Cuba and Nigeria has been increasing, primarily driven by medical supplies exported to Nigeria. With the new MOU in place, even greater trade is anticipated. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Atala, NTA News.
A consortium of more than 100 civil society organizations in Nigeria has welcomed the federal government's approval of a $1 billion United States fund to address the urgent challenge of child and maternal mortality across Nigeria's 36 states. The consortium emphasizes the bold investment hinges on its effective implementation through accountable and transparent processes. Maternal and child mortality remains a public health crisis in Nigeria, with countless families losing loved ones due to inadequate healthcare infrastructure, limited access to skilled birth attendants, and socioeconomic barriers. This funding presents an unprecedented opportunity to address these root causes if deployed with transparency, accountability, and community engagement at its core. This landmark decision, announced by the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Ali Pate, on March 9, 2025, to consortium signals a renewed commitment to safeguarding the lives of Nigerian mothers and children, a cause central to the collective mission. President of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ambassador Sukubo Saraigbe Sukubo, and other critical stakeholders say the operation of oil block OML 55 will bring benefits to people of Rivers State and Nigeria as a whole. They made this position known while speaking to journalists few days after the commencement of crude barging and transportation to Bonny for processing. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Recall that OML 55 had been inactive for about 4 years before Belema Oil acquired it, initiating the crude barging on March 9, 2025. The crude was then transported on the Ajivin Energies vessel MT Abie H, which sailed on March 10, 2025. National Youth Council of Nigeria National President Sukubo Saraigbe Sukubo led some community and youth leaders to witness the start of the operation, praising President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for fostering an environment that supports business growth. He said the Youth Council under his leadership has done its best to ensure partnership with the host communities to support OML 55 and allow the barging operation to start immediately.
I believe OML 55 produce not less than 18 to 20,000 barrels of crude oil per day. It's a plus to the Nigerian government and to our dear local vendors. Let it put the record straight. If we don't have, we have over 200 employment given to our local youths from this youth community. The
Amayanabo of Kula Kingdom and other traditional rulers expressed confidence that the commencement of operations will benefit Rivers State and Nigeria, urging the youth to reject vandalism and violence and instead embrace dialogue.
Definitely it will have very salutary effect, positive effect on the kingdom by way of infrastructural development, human capital development, and other things.
And now the direct lifting of crude is a welcome development because it's going to enhance the economic potential of the area.
The state government should support him, the federal government should support him to encourage him so that the revenue will still increase from the state and the Nigeria at large.
Responding on behalf of the community-based organizations, the chairman of Kula Community Development Committee, Jonah Joshua, said the start of the operation will positively affect the lives of their people, urging the federal and state governments to create a more conducive environment for business development.
The kudos to Belema, kudos to Nigeria, kudos to the federal government and our Rivers State.
The project is believed by many to be a game changer for the development of the people and Nigeria as a whole. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Let's take another look at our top stories. Pan-Niger Delta Forum calls for dialogue to resolve Rivers State political crisis.
The peace obtained from a discussion and a resolution is far superior.
Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps arrests alleged killers of its personnel in Niger Delta region. To deter crime in Edo State, the government demolishes kidnappers' hideouts.
This is NTA News 24.
Welcome back. Nigeria's opposition Federal Lawmakers Coalition has described the impeachment plot against Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara by members of the Rivers State Assembly as invalid and illegal, and a ploy by the lawmakers to evade budget presentation. The coalition, in a statement by its spokesperson Ugochinyere Ikawonu, alleged that the latest move of lawmakers in the Rivers Assembly is dead on arrival and will only serve to raise tension in the state. The opposition lawmakers coalition further stated that there is still a valid court judgment barring the Assembly from commencing any impeachment move against the governor. And that concludes the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Many thanks for watching. I am Chinenye Nwoye.